All right, the All-Star Game is over. American League, they got the win. Jarren Duran came up big with the home run. Shohei homered in this game. But this All-Star Game, as we know, as it has been for years, it does not matter what the score is anymore because there's no home field advantage for any World Series. I obviously am going to be focusing here on the Padres players. Tatis did not go to Texas. He's dealing with the stress reaction, obviously, and it seems like he's making some progress, although I don't believe he has resumed working out yet, so it's slow progress. Luis Suarez, he was there, but did not play. He's nursing that thumb injury, and he needs the rest. So I was totally okay. I was happy that he was not playing in this game, and he still was able to get that experience with his family being there, even though he didn't play in the game. It's kind of a best of both worlds, like for Padres fans and for Luis Suarez, the personal aspect and for Luis's health, hopefully long term with this thumb thing. So the three guys that did play, Jackson Merrill, Jurickson, Profar, and Robert Suarez, I thought they had some good showings. Represented the Padres well in this game. Let's start with Jurickson Profar, who was starting, and it was cool, obviously, because it was back in Texas. He didn't play in Globe Life Field. It was Globe Life Park, the outdoor stadium when he was with the Rangers. But it was still cool that he came back to Arlington for his first All-Star appearance in his career. I mean, 10 years in the big leagues, and this is his first All-Star appearance, and just the year that he's having, obviously. And I could not get enough. I don't know about you guys, but I could not get enough of the content of Jurickson with Kyrie there. And then Luis Suarez with, I think, his daughter as well. That was cool. It was amazing. Seeing Kyrie, his face light up. He loved meeting Ellie De La Cruz, it looked like. I think there was one other guy, Shohei, I think, was the other guy that he was excited to meet. So just one of those. I mean, maybe Kyrie won't remember a whole lot about it, but I do remember experiences when I was young, really young, where it's like I don't remember everything about it, but there's one moment that sticks out in that experience, baseball wise, like baseball memory, that I will remember. So hopefully Kyrie had some of that. That was awesome. Profar, he made a good catch, running catch in left field with Imanaga on the mound. He had the single before Shohei's home run. Um, the it wasn't great. You know, the Padres, when Padres players were playing today, they kind of Fox, they're obviously they didn't care that it was the Padres while this was happening, but Profar had the single and the director messed up with the camera angle there. He went to the wrong camera on the ball down the line. Soto kept Profar at a single, but it was good to see Profar get a hit in his first All-Star game like that, and maybe his only All-Star game of his career. So that was awesome. Then Jackson Merrill, he hits a ball. I mean, that ball was smashed to left field. Unfortunately, it didn't get enough air. It was a line drive right to, I think Riley Green was playing in left field. He made the sliding catch there in the All-Star game. I was yelling on the couch, "Get down, get down." I was hoping Merrill was going to be able to get that hit. But he was able to get a hit in his last at bat. He played in center field, was a sub there, obviously. And his last at bat, yeah, it was not the liner that he hit in his first at bat, but it was still a hit. And I think it shows who Jackson Merrill was. You know, some fans might say, "Oh, try hard, All-Star game, exhibition game. Why are you sprinting?" Maybe some Padres fans are like, "Why are you sprinting? I don't want you sprinting in the All-Star game." But I personally respect it and love it. This is who this guy is. And just the stories that were, at least I'm reading, from Kevin Acee or Dennis Lin, maybe AJ Caswell may have written about it as well. Just the stories that we're hearing of Jackson when he was younger, the 6-hour drives that his parents drive him to like North Carolina to play in a game that doesn't mean anything, a travel ball game that doesn't mean anything, but he wanted to play in that game. You know, he still wanted to go win that game. Little things like that's who he is. He wants to win. He's out there and he wants to compete. And we saw that dribbler there. I think Class A was on the mound. Nasty pitcher, obviously. Dribbler. He could have just jogged. You know, it's the All-Star game, not trying to get hurt, whatever. But he runs down the line and beats that throw to first. That's just who he is. And I love that. And hopefully Padres fans, I think that, I don't think I'm the only one here. I think that's why he is part of why he is so loved by this fan base is because he only cares about winning. Off the field, he's a little bit different according to his parents. I was watching the Marty Caswell interview that they had at Petco, I think in that last homestand before the break. So he does kind of turn it off a little bit, I guess, when he's off the field, but when he's on in between those lines, he is a competitor. It doesn't matter if it's an exhibition game like this one or if it's a regular season game and it's in the ninth inning against the Dodgers. Does not matter. He's out there to compete. He does not care who he's facing. He's trying to go get on base. He's trying to go help his team win. And I love that. I loved watching Jackson Merrill run down the line and beat that out. Maybe some fans didn't. Maybe some fans don't care and you'll forget about this, a couple days from now. But just those little things, I love that. So I thought, the Padres represented well. Robert Suarez, let's get to him. Couple strikeouts, gas, striking out Riley Green. I think who was the other one? Jordan Westberg struck out him. So it wasn't like the Soto Judge or anything like that, but still all-stars, and it was 100. It was 101. I don't think it's a guarantee that the big guys would have had success off of Suarez either. Of course, it was a Padre pitching when Fox decided to trot David Ortiz out there in the AL dugout and ask random off-the-cuff questions to guys. We don't maybe some people like that, maybe some fan bases of those guys that were talking to Big Papi like that, but to me, that added nothing to the broadcast. How about talk about Robert Suarez and the year that he's having and what he is doing helping this Padres team? They did briefly touch on it there, and I think they showed his numbers, but of course it's a Padre where David Ortiz is interviewing someone, and while Robert Suarez is striking out both guys that he faces, there's no one talking about him because it's David Ortiz talking to like Gunnar Henderson. Hey, go beat the Yankees for me. No one wants to hear that. I don't think anyone wants to hear that on the broadcast. Now, I will give props. I'm not just going to totally bash the broadcast. I will give props. I did like that they spotlighted Jurickson Profar when he was up. He had a pretty lengthy at bat, that first at bat, so they were able to talk about him. They showed some stats for Jackson Merrill and where he ranks among rookies. It was like first in homers, second in I think OPS or something. So they did do a good job there. But it's just and that inning was probably planned. Like, okay, top of this inning, Big Papi's going to go into the dugout, and they can't control who's on the mound there. It's just one of those where it's like, of course, it was a Padre on the mound when this happened. Of course it was. And of course it was, it didn't really ruin anything, but of course it was when a Padre got a hit down the line where the director kind of messed up there and it made up for a wonky shot there. We were kind of wondering what was happening there for a split second. But overall, I thought it was a fun game. I don't care that the NL lost. Yeah, I was really just looking at, okay, who was going to stand out in this game, like, because I'm a baseball fan overall as well, and that was, Jarren Duran. I mean, that was a really cool home run to see. And then obviously Shohei has the homer. There's the Paul Skeens Aaron Judge matchup that lasted one pitch. Obviously, the main focus for me, obviously, was the Padres, and I loved what I saw from Merrill. I love what I saw from Profar. One of the best smiles in baseball, and you couldn't do better than what Robert Suarez did.